Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. And I thought that maybe we start today's episode with having a look at the lineage of the Hvide. I think that's something that we haven't done in a while, and I think it's always great to remind ourselves, like, where is this family coming from? Where is it headed? Our game, of course, began with Skjalm, and there was obviously a level before him, level to this dynasty, the tree here, so that he had a father called Toke and a brother called Orden, but both of them ended up being inconsequential, right? There was no further issue from Orden, and the father we didn't get to play. So it all starts with Skjalm. Now Skjalm, as we do see, had issue, and of course that was our great Jarl Toke, his firstborn, his secondborn, Asse, and then his daughter, and we know that he loved his daughter very, very much, Sigrid. His third son, Bolli, whom, as we see here, is still alive, being called the Mad for whatever reason. We don't quite know. We don't have really diplomatic relations with him because he's too far away to interact with, sadly. Yeah, but he's still around. And then we have Matthias, of course, who was born very late into the life of Skjalm. And I think when his wife Signe was already at that age where, people would not think that she would be able to conceive. And this generation here, as we do see, every one of them held something, like a title. Toke, of course, was the Great Jarl of Skjalm. He did not start out to be the Great Jarl of Skjalm. That's what we should remind ourselves. He inherited this title of Great Jarl of Venderland because that was something that Skjalm had conquered. So, he was rather the one to establish the rule on this, island and the surrounding islands of Skjalm. So that's his main contribution to this whole family's assets. And then we have Asse, who started out to be the Jarl of Rügen, but consequently with the wars that his older brother fought and that he was very much a part of because he was also a knight and commander in that army, he was somehow made the Great Jarl of Venderland because his older brother said, hey, I can't divide my attention between establishing this whole full rule of Skjalm while at the same time having to look after Venderland. So he became the Great Jarl of Venderland. And then we have Sigrid, who was married to another Asse, and that was the theologian Thrugot of Jylland. And they, of course, also had a lot of children. Now we will get to in a moment. But she did not have this kind of direct rule over anything, but of course she was super influential. We did see this possibly in the way that her husband acted sometimes, right? Taking like a stance against Toke in several conflicts with the king, even though they were technically allied. So, we always thought that was Sigrid's doing because she was, kind of a mortal enemy to her older brother Toke. Believing, and I think she believed that right until the end, that she was the rightful successor of her father, even though she was a woman. But that was because her father loved her so much, put so much emphasis on her, and maybe even in his old age told her about this, that maybe he would have wished her to be a son too, then he would have chosen her as his heir. We don't know what happened there, but there was definitely something that led her to believe that she was the rightful ruler in her father's stead. So, now we have Bolli, who became the king of Jerusalem after the successful crusade. And it's a bit of a kind of weird thing. He was meant to be a bishop And we do now see that right now he would make perfect bishop material. At the time, he, very much followed in the Hvide line, as in that he was not a very learned person. And I think he also held a grudge towards his educator, which was the bishop of Skjalm. And so he was meant to be a bishop, but at the time when the Crusade came along, the person that Skjalm had in mind for ruling any kind of land that they would conquer down there was his brother Orden. He died on that crusade though, and that made Bully here eligible for getting those titles. And in the end, we know that that was the Kingdom of Jerusalem, something that we did not expect. But that Skjalm won by rights, because, as we remember, he was the one to storm the gates of Jerusalem. So he's been the king of Jerusalem ever since. He, I think at that point in time, really is just a king in name. But yeah, he's reduced to a county down there. Got most of his lands conquered by the Byzantine Empire, of all people, which is now defunct. Maybe we'll get to that in a moment. But still, he's in his little outpost here in Jaffa. And not really sure if he ever gets to rebuild this empire. Maybe that is something his sons will continue. We'll see to that. So, lastly, we have Matthias here. And Matthias, obviously, being the last in that line, being of a similar age, actually, as his nephews and nieces. There was not really, anything for him to inherit here, to go in a certain direction. He did not have the best, the best requirements for being a priest. And he wanted to go a different direction, so he became this elusive shadow, and that is something he's been, very, very good at. Nevertheless, Tokay wanted to reward him for his loyalty to the family, and also, again, to give him some land, because a Hvide that is unlanded, right, that doesn't sound right. So he was made the Vogt of Skjalm, this big town, most important town, in Sjælland, and he's been in this position ever since, which he's likely to be followed here by his son Rörik, whom I don't know if we can do anything with him. He's not that good in anything, so let's see if he will find a way and make his way to court, or if this kind of line here kind of also goes extinct with Matthias. So those are the children of Skjalm. So each of them somehow made their mark. And of course, the further we go down this tree now, the more kind of diluted it gets. And of course, the most important part is the children of Tokay. We know that he had, or famously had, 6 sons. But only 2 of them actually, made it. Well, I guess 4 of them made it to adulthood, but 2 of them really made it beyond their 30s. And even now, like, only 1 of them is remaining, and that is, of course, our Ebbe. But his firstborn was Stig. And Stig, as you see here, having the, not very flattering nickname of the Danged, he was made Jarl of Norresund, but that was a kind of compromise that Tokay wanted to take. He did not see his oldest son as the successor to Skjalm, or to the whole head of the house of the Hvide. Several reasons for that. He knew that he was like a pathological liar, like he would lie about stuff when he was little. That's definitely something he did not appreciate. And later on, when he became an adult, he kind of constantly complained about stuff and started whining about things. All of these kind of things did not impress Tokay very much. So in the end, he decided against Stig. and openly declared his third-born, Skjalm, obviously named after the father, to be his heir. Now, here is the big curveball. Skjalm, as we know, died in battle. And with the second son, Absalon, at that time not yet being a leper, who was already given to the church, so he was out of the picture. So now there were only really his youngest sons. And at the time, those were Ebbe and the first Sune. So in the end, he went for Ebbe, seeing something in him that related to his way of being able to administer a large realm, and being able to hold himself in battle, both through martial prowess, through martial ability and prowess. So Toke thought that Ebbe would be the best to continue this line. Whereas we had the younger sons dying very early. The first Sune dying at age 7 from the measles. The second Sune, right, that kind of name is cursed now, dying at just age 4 of the smallpox. Now, when we just take this over to Ase, he also had children that didn't make it to being adults, or at least one of them, and that was Hvide. Hvide being this kind of prodigal child, because he was actually the son of Ase and Jutta Krutoi's daughter. So she was the daughter of Duke Krutoi, who was actually the rightful ruler, the rightful Slavic ruler of Venderland. He didn't make it. He died of the measles as well. Had so much promise. That was definitely a big blow for this family. Although, in the end, it turned out to be not that much of a blow, because there's also Høge. And Høge has all of these kinds of virtues of the Hvide. Was actually trained and educated by Toke himself. And he's now the great Jarl of Venderland. And definitely someone this family greatly relies on. He also already has a son, named him Asa, right? Here we can see this kind of dynastic continuation as well. And this Asa here is also going into the right direction, probably. Being a little bit of an eccentric person, which is interesting. And interestingly, and we will get to that in a moment, he is married to another Hvide. But let's get to that later. He did have 2 daughters, he did have, because he's dead. The firstborn, Gunhild's still alive. And I think she had the trust of her father. She was his regent for a while. She also came to Ebbe's court, was a regent for Ebbe for a while. Now, in her later years, being married to this funny guy here, Housekeeping. That's not very nice to pronounce in English. Who is the Jarl of Möre, so that's somewhere in Sweden, southern Sweden. Her oldest son being the Jarl of Bornholm now, and she also got a son late in her life, as we see here, who will be the heir to the Jarldom of Hvide, right? That's in southern Sweden. So, we can see that she was very good at bringing people into power, right? And keeping power in the family. And then, of course, we had Jutta, who at some point was actually the queen of Denmark, right? Let's not forget that. And her son Thorfinn is the current king of Denmark. That being said, there is something going on here, because her second son Björn died under mysterious circumstances. And then we have her youngest daughter Ingeborg that, kind of does shady things. Our Ebbe has found her in the bushes on a hunt with another man. I think even of the Astrid family. So, And now she has the lover's pox, so who knows. But anyway, so very, very important person for our family here. And she also died, sadly, very early, right? At only age 37. Okay, so let's go into that direction here. We see that Bolli has a son, finally. He even has a second son now. His first son also died very early, just age 3. But his succession at least is now very, very secure, where we can see that not only does he have 2 sons, his firstborn son also has 2 sons now. So, once again, very, very secure. And here we can also see this dynastic pattern going on, where Bolli has a son called Ulf, and Ulf has a son called Bolli. Probably see the same thing in the next generation continuing. So, yeah, continuation here. Of course, we already talked about the children of Matthias. His firstborn, Wenhild, never know how to pronounce the name, Wenhild, kind of like that. She, came to our court, I think, or she was part of Matthias's court when we did find out that she, in fact, had its kind of affair with someone and gave birth to a bastard born. Oh, it's actually like not really someone. The someone here is a certain Jarl Jens. Alright, okay, so who is of course the son of Gunhild. So there's some kind of interfamilial thing going on here again. I guess he would be, let's check. Right, so they are like first cousins. And that is her son. So I guess her second nephew. Does that make sense? I don't know. But closely related anyway. And at the time, I don't remember, that was Ebba already, was it? Who, kind of hypocritically said, you will go to a nunnery now. So that we don't have any more scandal coming from your side. Which, I guess. But we do see that Ebba does not shy away from his own affairs. And for a reason. So, going back here. We do see that from all of the children of Toke, Stig's family tree is actually the one that produced the most offspring. His firstborn Toke, whom we have made a bishop as to exclude him from the succession, has daughters. And his firstborn here, Lise, is going to be the heir to the Jarldom of Halland. Which, we might think would not be that good, because once she would marry, then her successor would be from a different house. But she is actually married to Asa here. And Asa being the son of Helge, so he would also be the heir, we can see here, to Mecklenburg and Rügen. So, that's kind of a thing that's happening. Oh, by the way, we do know that. What's happening here? We do know that Venderland is still, an elective land, like ruled by an elected leader, and we do see here that currently, if things just happen to stay the way they are, then Helge's successor would in fact be Bolli's son Ulf. So now we're having the same kind of weird thing again, where it might be possible that parts of Denmark would end up being parts of the Kingdom of Jerusalem at some point. Let's see how that goes. But I think I guess these things might change at some point. And then we would probably have Asa as the main heir of Helge. And so their line continues here, and now it even grows further and into the direction of Skåne, with Halland being the northern part of Skåne. Also has a second daughter, does not have a son, right? So that is where we would have another male heir, but he does not. Then there is Ludwig, And Ludwig does have offspring currently. He, of course, is now married to Jessica, who is actually part of the royal line of Hungary. That is interesting because I think this is the first marriage that we have kind of established between a Hvide and someone important from a foreign dynasty. And we will see if that is something that will be furthered in the future. I will say in a moment that that likely will not be the case in the next generation of our players, but we'll get to that. It's interesting nevertheless, right? So we have this reach now, and we also saw that Hvide, of course, now is reputable. So that means they are eligible to wed outside Denmark, and other greater European dynasties would be interested in marrying into the Hvide dynasty. At some point, Ebbe thought that maybe Ludwig would be the one to inherit. And you see here that he is technically still the player heir. He might not be in the future, but should something happen out of the blue to Ebbe right now, he would definitely be the heir. Right, so that's something to always keep in mind. And Ludwig has a younger brother called Ubbe. Ubbe, again, is actually one of the favorites of Ebbe because he was also educated by Ebbe. And as you can see here, very capable, right, in diplomacy, also capable as a military leader, his prowess is good, and so on, right? So he would be a capable ruler. And he already has two sons, right, Stig and Thorolf here. He is married to a Thrugot. And that's maybe where we should talk a little bit about the Thrugots, because many of our rulers have been married to the Thrugots in one way or another. We already talked about, in the first generation here, Sigrid marrying a Thrugot. And now, even in their line, we see that, or outside of that line, we see Torquay, who was married not to one, but actually two Thrugots, and having children and having issue with them. So, she was the sister then of the former ruler, right? And the former ruler here, Sven, whose son was married to one of ours, and I think also his second daughter was married to Asa. So Höke is also part Thrugot as well. That's something to keep in mind. And then, of course, if we go further down the line, based on Sigrid's offspring, then we would have Signe here, who, is not... I think she was... Who was she married? Alright, she was married to an Estrid, but is now at our court, and we kind of made sure that she's not going anywhere. Ebbe is kind of monopolizing all these Thrugot women, kind of to make sure that the connection between Hvide and Thrugot is something that remains intact, and there is no, not that much intermingling with maybe the Estrids or other great dynasties. So that's one of his great political things. Oh, she has a daughter now, Inge. So that is the Thrugot women. Of course, not all of them, because there is also Anneliese here, who is the daughter of Bent, who again is the son of Sigrid. So there is a bit of family distance, or close distance in this case. And she, of course, is now the lover of Ebbe. And they have a son together, and that is public knowledge. Right? So Toke here, now the second son of Ebbe, is a bastard technically. And the son of his union with Anneliese. So, all these Thrugots are in here. And at some point, I think we will see this event where these Hvide will maybe lay claim to Jylland as a whole, given all of this dynastic relations. Which might be something Ebbe has in mind, because if he wants to continue his own line, right? So that's why he actually kind of betrayed the promise to his wife. I guess he doesn't see it that way. He doesn't see it that way. For him, his wife is like his best friend. Like someone that has supported him, but he also supports her. They like each other a lot, actually. You can see here, and that's a very seldom thing, that even though he has these public children, public bastards with other women, as two lovers, in fact, she is still, she likes him a lot, even though all of these things happened. You can see here the unfaithful modifier is at minus 103. So any other relationship, I think, would have suffered greatly from this. But their relationship is different. It's not based on love or romance. It is, or was, very much a political alliance, with her being of the Astrid family. And again, like we've already established that both the Hvide at this point and the Astrid stem from the same royal line, right? Through Skjalm's wife Signe, who was part, or the granddaughter of said Astrid. So, yeah, he does have his two bastard sons, and they are too young at this point for him to really say, hey, I want Skjalm here to be my heir. You can already see that he's becoming a bossy child, and I think Ebbe likes that very much. Right? He's coming after his father, and that's definitely something he would look for. Although there's also this other thought of saying, hey, I would want to make sure that my sons here or let's put it differently, they definitely would have this problem of legitimacy, no matter if they're legitimized later on or not. They will still be bastards in the eyes of many, many people, including people in their own dynasty. So he would want to make sure that their legitimacy is strengthened, and there's two ways of doing this. Of course, first through legitimization, but then through marrying someone that might be part of the Hvide family or very close to that family. So either Thrugot again or Astrid. That would be one option. The other option would be a very powerful dynasty outside of Denmark, probably Norway or Sweden, to really have a very strong alliance should something happen. So that would be the things he would be looking for. Of course, his firstborn here is the son of Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is... she's not lowborn, saw that in the comments before. She is definitely not lowborn. She is of a noble family, but that is an obscure family that would be small-time landowners in Skjalm. Actually, that is quite, the typical path that you would see when it comes to medieval rulers having mistresses. They would very often be the daughters of like smaller landholders. I did see the example of John of Gaunt, famously the head of the House of Lancaster, building that House of Lancaster that later on, the Wars of the Roses and so on. And John of Gaunt had a long-time mistress with whom he had issue, and he actually married her upon the death of his wife, which of course is something which might happen here in this game, but I don't know, because, he's not going to do a murder plot against his wife, never. He likes her, right? They like each other. But that would be something we could think of. But I just wanted to tell you that there is actually historical analogies that we can find for the practice here that we are doing. She is actually from an obscure house where his second born son, Toke, is from his union with a Thrugot. and therefore that kind of lends him a bit more legitimacy here, I would think. Not that much, because he's still a bastard, right? That cannot be underestimated. Like, even though she is noble, he is noble, by now, of course, she would be ousted. If Ebbe wants to find a husband for her, maybe at some point, then that would have been someone, or would have to be someone from his court as well. Right? Because, or at least in roleplay terms, there would hardly be anyone who would want to marry someone who, yeah, had this kind of extramarital affair with someone. And that is very much where we are, right, at this point in time. We have this large family here, and we see these lines, going in certain directions. And I think the one that is most interesting is ours, actually, right? The one that we have taken with Torquay and now Ebbe, because there's the most Hvide in here. And I think one of the critical things will be what to do with Ludwig and Ubbe, because they definitely don't like this situation. They are not fond of this. And, right, we do see that they have claims. They have claims to Skjalm. They have claims to the individual jarldoms on Skjalm. Yeah, so Ebbe, one way or another, will have to think about what to do with them if he doesn't want, the transition to the rule of one of his sons being marred by familiar conflict. And that's where we are. So, long story short, I think I talked for ages. Yeah, 30 minutes. Okay. Ooh. I will leave a timestamp in here so people that don't want to hear me talking about this family for ages can just skip to the play stuff. And that's where we go on right now. I have a few minor things. I think the whole apocalyptic cult that we have seen grown on Skjalm is now a thing of the past. I think it rose when the smallpox were raging on the island here, taking many lives. And in order, to kind of get a hold of this, of course, we used our marshal to establish control, but we also put someone from our court, and that is Ingeborg here in the position where she was responsible, overseeing the restoration of control in these areas. We do not have greater need for that anymore, and therefore, I said before, that was a temporary position for me, so we're letting her go. I guess I could also look into who would be a better caravan master. We've relied on Odelrader here, but we can see that there's people that are better equipped to do this. And maybe it's someone to pass to Ludwig to just have him take a role at court, right? To have him taken over some responsibility. And he's, of course, excellent in this for this position, so that's also a boon in that direction. Right. I guess that would be it so far. Oh, we do see that our own personal physician is currently also serving as a knight. I don't think that's something he should do. You see here we could actually have 17 knights right now. That's huge. That is actually huge. And we have 145% knight effectiveness, even though he's not in any of the martial paths. Right? So, that's quite good. I guess we could say that Dan should not be doing this. Right. I guess for Matthias it would be okay, because it would also be a point of pride for him. Right? Even though he's older, even though his prowess is not the best anymore, he would still want to be seen as a proper Hvide, and therefore also being a proper warrior. Okay. And I guess we could just, go. Last time I said that I wanted to go for this legend artifact, and then I kept on spending money left and right. We do see that we have an enormous amount per month now. 8.2 is actually huge for such a small duchy here. So, let's see where this is going. I kind of still want to see Noresund being, reestablished with a port again, right? That is something currently missing. Their trade port. Yeah. So I'm not sure. Should I first go to this or first go to that? I kind of usually tend to choose the option that would bring me more in the long run. So if I build a port now, I would gain more coin in the future, right? That's my way of thinking. Yeah, so we will just do this. We can do it right now, and let's go for it. What do we have here? Great Jarl Høke has failed to keep his house in order. His wife, Dorit's trysts with the vile Anders bring shame and mockery on our family. And this is... I really, really like this. Because here we do once again see the different standing of men and women in medieval times, right? So Ebbe at this point has 2 love affairs, extramarital ones of course, producing 2 sons out of wedlock, and here we have this conflict where his cousin Høke knows that his wife was being unfaithful, and and that's now a big scandal, right? Where his affairs here are not actually one. I think when it comes down to why that actually happens, and we don't just want to see this as some kind of cultural effect or misogyny and so on, there is of course practical reasons for this kind of behavior. And that is that as a woman, you are always, of course, seen as the mother of your child, because that's definite proof, right? You give birth to a child, there's hardly any doubt, or there cannot be any doubt, that the child that you're giving birth to is your child indeed. That being said, the same cannot be said about the father. And whenever there's this kind of doubt, or even direct proof, right, then... this kind of makes dynastic succession and so on very, very tricky. So, and that's why this whole scandal erupts here, right? So if she had this affair right now, who knows what kind of affairs she had in the past and what that would say about the children of Høke. So it undermines the whole legitimacy here. Anyways, okay, so he has failed to keep his house in order. Also, interestingly, right, we are taking it out on him in the first place, right? We are saying that it's kind of his responsibility to make sure that his wife would not do this. Alright. In hushed tones, my cousin explains it all to me among the dusty wine vessels. The dusty wine vessels, why are we? Okay, apparently we are doing this in a wine cellar. We must do something about that swine, cousin. This cannot go unchallenged. So, yeah. So we have Anders Hulk here. Well, he is... There we go. There's... I don't quite understand this. Let me just go back. Anders Hulk is a courtier of Dorit. Dorit has a title. Ah, I see. She is actually... she is the Jarl of Rügen. So it was kind of a clever marriage here to make sure that Rügen once again would fall into the Hvide dynasty. And, yeah, I guess she has her own court, and then a knight at her court. Yeah. Who is disloyal? To her or to Høke? I guess. I don't know. And having an affair with him. Yeah, I guess that would also be a common thing that would happen. Okay, so what do we do? House Hulk have crossed the line. I guess there's not much of a House Hulk. There we go. One member. I guess in that case, it's better to forgive and forget. No, of course not. He is vengeful. And we did see this before. He's kind of a hypocrite when it comes to this, right? His own actions are, something he has done, he would say, deliberately and for reasons. Whereas this here is just a scandal and everyone should be ashamed of themselves. I guess he would take it out on this guy here, seeing that his cousin kind of is unable to resolve this situation. That kind of, makes us think, hey, maybe he's not the great weather that our father thought he was. And I guess what we do is we challenge him to a fight. Right? Because that's a proper weather thing. That's how we in this family resolve our conflicts. For a few brief moments, Anders and I pace in lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. Sudden twitch, the bout begins. For the Lord and Saint George, suffer blasphemer. What? Shrieks Anders, hefting his sword to the heavens. What's he on about? I guess he... Well, I don't even know. He is the sinner in the end. I mean, Ebbe is the adulterer, but he's still being seen, at this point in time, as a dutiful Catholic. So what are you doing here, mate? I guess, what's something that Ebbe would do? I guess showing him how we have the sword. That will show him, definitely. Or we could, of course, go for the last option here. Calling him openly a fool, and then showing him that we are made of a different material, and he cannot goad us with this kind of talk. Maybe we'll do this. Yeah, sounds good. There we go. Opponent is reeling from him, and victory is so close that he can practically taste it. Well, in that case, we don't do any taunting or that kind of stuff. We just show him how we have the sword. Oh, but he's still there. And for whatever reason, his stance is now formidable. Well, I guess he was good in parrying our strikes. I guess we will just keep on doing it, though. Strike and parry and riposte. And there he goes. Yes. When all that's left is a quivering pile of bleeding man. I wonder if I've gone too far? No. We don't wonder about these kind of things. He's victorious, though. Anders here is wounded. We can only hope that the wound will fester. Gain some stress as well. Yes! Yes! It's an aggravated wound! He is now in poor health! That will show him for messing with the weather. And now we are back here. Are we doing just the same thing, just with different means and in different situations? And Anneliese is telling us that she's with child, and of course the child would be Ebbe's. I never thought it would come to this. Well, he can kind of try to gaslight himself into thinking this, but I guess Ebbe knows fully well what he's doing here. Right, okay, she's pregnant again. So, if that means she is going to give birth to a child, and we are saying that, officially saying that we are responsible for it, I think we will finally become a sinner. Yikes. So, maybe. Well, I guess we already are commissioning or building this church in the name of the Lord, and that should be enough, right, to get us to a second level of devotion, so that we can go to the first one again without being a sinner. Yeah. But of course, he's creating more progeny now. I guess he's very much into that currently. That's his jam. Yeah. I guess, well, in the end, he would say that he does this out of dynastic concerns, and I guess that is true to a degree. But at this point in time, it's also just personal gratification, right? Hanging around with beautiful young women, and yeah, I guess that suits the Prince of Fashion. What do we have here? Elizabeth comes to me with our son Skjalm. And yeah, showing us that he's able to speak. Again, at the age of 3, he should be able to say more than just pa 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 pa. That's, I expect 4 sentences at this point, and of course the ability to dress appropriately. Not just playing ball here. So, as always, I'm like, yeah, what else? What else is there that he can do? Show me something, son. You need to be better in order to become my heir. Alright, I totally forgot about her. Forget Sif. There she is again. The latest work of my fellow vassal has become all the rage at court. The piece deals with feelings of sorrow and loss, and Sif has publicly dedicated it to me. No matter how many days twist and pass, winds whisper coldly through the grass. When one so great falls so far, all lives, all plans are left ajar. Yeah. I guess once more he's flattered that someone would write poems about him, even though he probably does not understand them fully. Yeah, I guess that is heartfelt. There we go. Lauding her efforts again. What's up with her anyway, right? I mean, she's 49, looks good for her age. Maybe that would be something he would pursue. Just as a, he's in the mood. And that's the way he shows his appreciation, I guess. Yeah, apart from this, we are currently still trying to fabricate a hook on King Thorfinn. That is once more to assert our dominance over the king. We know that the Weaver in the past generation have struggled with the Estrids and the kings of Denmark. And yeah, I think he would very much like to make sure that the king knows his place. Yeah, what do we have here? A troubadour's dedication. Yeah, I guess bold declarations is something he would go for. He's not shy. I guess we don't see if that was successful or not. But I guess. There we are. I've just received word that the large Catholic church I ordered to be built has been completed in Skjalm. While it cannot match the great cathedrals, it is still a majestic sight and will inspire and provide for the spiritual needs of many Catholics for many generations. I am glad to have funded such a religious site. There we go. That's at least 100 piety. Not enough to make us faithful, I see. Should have gone for a monastery again. But then again, I don't just want to build monastery after monastery. Oh, our level of splendor has increased once more. So we are now well known, in fact. Thank you for your gift of music. The troubadour's performance was greatly appreciated. Yeah, I guessed as much. There we go. Up to 95%. Oh, what happened here? Why is he no longer our caravan master? I don't really know. Still part of our court. Well, I guess that's just the way it is. Yeah, maybe that's something for her. Oh, she's not a drunkard anymore. Good for her. She's been abstinent from that. I think I'll go with Clemencia. That is, yeah, something that his father already did, like giving this position to someone A, he could trust, and B, that yeah, kind of like falls out of the grid, conventional, things, and therefore giving her a position where she is on the road. So not always at court, So, yeah, kind of befitting. So, I guess we could go on a hunt. Is there something to petition the king apart from transferring this claim? No. Again, if I said this, I would likely become the Great Jarl of Jylland. Or the Jarl of Aarhus. I'm not sure which. You're never too sure with this kind of transfer claim thing. But he would not openly go against someone like Svend here. You do see that he's actually allied to the king. Also allied to our cousin Höke. So yeah, that's not something we would do. Oh, what happened here? Odorada, my agent in King Torfin's fabricate hook has been discovered. Uh-oh. Now the king has placed her under lock and key. Oopsie. Hi. Scheme betrayed. I guess she was a footbath. Is there something else? Viggo, take her place. I guess at this point, does he know that this is us? Oh yeah, we attempted family murder, we know that. No, he does not exactly know that it's us doing this. So let me just check. I guess of course we would try to pay the ransom. Yeah, but I guess we can't right now because she is still she has to be in prison first in order for us to be able to ransom her. Right? There she goes. In shame. With her head low. No. And we are ill. I guess he should not do what's more than is necessary. We're just ill. This is not like a, I don't know, the plague. So, just a little inconvenience for a while. Oh yeah, should have a look into when she will actually arrive there. Oh, I guess there she is. No, she should not be in the dungeons. 15 gold? That's quite a lot. I guess I have to pay it. There we go. Jessica has given birth to a son. Oh, that's nice to hear. I want to name him Tage? Taj? Probably Tage in Danish. Yeah, okay. I think they're just going off the mark here. They should really use some more the names, I think. Yeah, let's have a look. Alright, I guess if we go in this direction, we'll have people from all sides of the tree. Kriegers, Ludwig, Ulf, Stepjan, Ulf. I guess Ulf is okay. That would be a nod to the Jerusalem line. Alright. Yeah. Huh? Oh, I guess he was offering us that ransom as well. Yeah, I guess we were faster. We do see that our scheme here is at 63%. That is good. I will see it to the end, I think. Which will likely, at that point, give us like 20 advantages. So, no. Still being at 2 breaches, I think we are secure. What do we have here? Blood on the snow. It comes from nowhere, hitting me clean in the temple. I didn't even see the projectile coming, much less try to dodge, and for a moment I stagger, blinded. A sharp peal of giggles rings out behind me, and I whirl. Skjalm rises from his hiding spot, another snowball already clutched in his vicious little hand. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think he would be lenient. He does not see this as some kind of game. That's his own son in open rebellion against him. Which is something he deep down would appreciate, but not at this point in time. So, yeah. He wants that, so there you go. And we successfully beat the child. Yes! Now you know. You 4-year-old child. Don't mess with your elders. Anyways. Good stuff. Yeah, but I think that would again show us that Skjalm is indeed a good one. And here we have Stig, the firstborn, I think. Yeah, the firstborn of Ubbe. I did see that there's something problematic here. We see Ubbe being perfectly healthy. We see Ingeborg, yeah, having her, I guess, bouts of lunacy. But otherwise, physically in good condition. But her oldest son is hunchbacked. Their second-born is even a bleeder. And, yeah, I can only guess where this is coming from, being that Ubbe and Ingeborg are closely related, right? They are actually closely related. They are actually, aren't they like cousins? Yeah. I think they are actually cousins. Did we do this? I thought there was 5 between them, not 4. I guess that's just how things happen. Of course, at the time, people not knowing about genetics and so on. Yeah, this would not be seen as a direct consequence. Again, when in medieval times the church made sure that there was not like these marriages were not too closely together, like in an incestuous way, that was not related to genetical issues. That was related to making sure that the power stays divided, and that families are not amassing land and power through intermarrying within their own dynasties. Anyways, okay, so he wants to go into stewardship. That's all right. I guess we could send him to our wife or Ingeborg herself. I guess one is as good as the other. Let's say our wife. Then she has something to do. Guess she likes being busy. Is it time to look for accolade succession? Hemminger is 47. Not yet starting to lose. Prowess, he's also 47. Aha, but he's starting to lose prowess. So maybe we'll search for someone who can be the next standhafte Skytte. Right. What else is new? I think it's going to be a stretch, right? Going for these 600 gold. That is going to be a stretch. Nah. I guess we could sell trivial titles again. That's always a laugh. Can only do that in 3 years, though. And maybe we shouldn't use that option too often. A bit, yeah. I don't want to cheese the game. Oh, we can actually train for a tournament. So that means there's a tournament around. Lady Mayor Ellen of Cumberland. Aha. And we would not arrive in time. For 5th July. That doesn't do anything. 27th June. No, I guess we'll not arrive in time. There's nothing here. Oh, we can actually make haste. We can make haste. Ay. Ooh, that's good. I guess that's something we could do. Oh, there's an epidemic here. There's an epidemic here. Let me just check. Is that on the rise or on the decline? Richard's flu. Oh yeah. 5th May, 1151, and now it's 1153. That one is going away currently, so that's good. Okay. Where are we? Yep. Join. So once more, we would hire mercenary guards, and since we know that it will take us some... there we go. We will make haste. Yeah, even though that will be complicated, but yeah, I guess we can do this. Should we do something on the way back? Maybe it's always nice visiting foreign courts. So maybe that's something we could do. What do we have here? Dunholm. The cathedral that would gain us learning lifestyle experience. Well, I guess we can... That's not something we'd be desperately looking for. Alright. Yeah, I guess we are good to go. There we are. Oh, I forgot that he's ill. I forgot that he's ill. But I guess he's, he has reduced disease symptoms. He's still in fine health otherwise. And you know, they always say that the sea air is good for your health. Right, so there you go. Who else is in the travel entourage? Our wife is actually there. And Viggo, Heminger, Odd, Dan is with us, Rune, that captain guy here, our son Skjalm, Roland Banner, Clemencia, Ube, Toke is also with us. Paul, Harald, and our second son is with us too. Oh, good stuff. We have quite the entourage. Yeah, I guess we need to hurry a bit. Does that mean I suppose we must? It was our choice to go there. Oh yeah, I want to look and see who's actually... Oh right, Ludwig here is currently now our regent. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. I hope he's selfless. Yes. Good for him. So let's see. I speed up the game, and that means we are also arriving there faster. Right? Right? Okay, yeah, I forgot about this one, of course. This is now a bit of a... yeah. Why would he be able to finalize this thing when he's in the middle of the ocean? I guess, once again, we could say that this happened before. So, yeah, he goes ahead. Oh. Ah, there's that again. I guess with her, this would be just something, right? He did to show his appreciation, I guess. And, there we go. Oh. What happens here? What happens here? When the shouting and barking starts, the castle walls of Bregne are still uncomfortably close. No, she was at the King's Court. Before anyone can spot me, I dismount and hide between some trees by the side of the road. My heart is thundering like a drum as the hunting party gallops past. Hurry! Great Jarl Emma cannot have gotten far. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That's even a crime! And we gain the trait adulterer again, and we lose 1 level of devotion. Yeah, that's that was dumb. Showing my appreciation in that way, just to have us being ousted as a sinner now. I guess I can't ask for a pardon, so that kind of he's not able to do it, right? That can only mean one thing. Anyways, okay, yeah, okay, now we're officially a sinner. I guess that's just what happens. He is, of course... Well, I shouldn't just say that, yeah, that's what happens. He would be concerned about this, of course. Again, Everyone here is religious. Everyone believes in God unless they are explicitly not believing. So he would now be concerned with his salvation. Yeah? So the building of the church there, no matter how I said, okay, yeah, that's a kind of cynical thing, we're just doing it to keep up with appearances. For him, that would not be the same. He would definitely do this because he not only wants to show the church, but he also wants to show God that he is a believer, right? That he is, I guess believer is the wrong word. Again, it's, he's a, I want to say performer, but it sounds so bad in our ears when at the time it would not be seen as bad, right? Oh yeah, we could talk about this for hours, I guess. Like, what is belief actually? And modern religion being all about believing when back in the day that was not the case. And your personal religio was not something that people would question. That happened only in modern times. It's like starting with the 16th, 17th century. Up until then, no one would have asked the Gretchenfrage, as it's called in German, because of Goethe. No one would have asked, do you actually believe in God? Because it was a given, A, and B, because it was not that relevant. Only your actions could show that you are worthy of being a Christian, not what you thought or what you believed in. Long story short, we are here and we are... Oh, there's a recital going on. I guess he would like to do this, right? He's not like his father or so that were like, ugh, I don't want to do that. No. I think he would like to do this if he can, but that means being able to participate. So normal thing I always do here is going to the tourney grounds, because then, yeah, you get this event. And then you say that, and then you qualify. Sorry, I'm cheesing the mechanics, but I think this whole qualification thing here is just a game mechanic. There is no rhyme or reason to it. Well, frankly, the whole tournament logic is kind of unreasonable. But let's see. The entrants mill about the main tent, warming up vocal cords and memorizing stanzas as the crowd fills the amphitheater. My ears prick up as my name is mentioned, drifting across the gentle breeze. That could be a good sign or a bad one. Yeah, I guess. It's either good or bad. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I will show the world my skill. Hachi! Hope he's not like coughing or sneezing while he's doing this. What do we have here? Wild cheers erupt from the gathered crowd as Arthur finishes his recital with a flourish and a bow. The only person who isn't whistling and clapping is, as it happens, myself. How could he have known? Was this planned? Or perhaps somehow by some machination of Satan it was simply a coincidence that Arthur's verses ended up almost identical to my own? The assembled spectators fall silent expectantly. It is my turn. Improvising? Oh. I guess... Oh yeah, but whining about something is definitely not a the way to do. No. Let's try and switch this around. Hey, we improvised successfully. Yep. Krakoom. A sudden flash of lightning precedes the thunder's roar. And as I make my way to the raised dais, it's clear that the previously pleasant weather has given way to decidedly murky conditions. No sooner do I take the first step up than the rain begins to fall. The crowd stands expectantly, somewhat reluctantly, getting more sodden by the minute. Sorry. I open my mouth and another sonorous boom rolls across the whole gathering. I look up to the sky. Well, this will be quite a challenge. Yeah, I'm not going to chicken out. We love a challenge. The weather lends pathos to your words. Yes. Of course they do. There we go. Oh yeah, we have a successor for the stunt after Skut. I need to remember that. Night begins to fall on the scene, but torches light the competition as it continues. I talk to myself under my breath, readying my lips for the next round as I reminisce about the happenings so far. Like when the skies opened and drenched competitor and audience alike. I step forward to make my turn, ascending the steps to the dais. It's time for the final verse. A ditty about making coin and living a good life. Yeah, that's definitely imaginable. Regale the crowd with a tale of war and victory. Yeah, that's also good. No, we're not appeal to a higher power. Oh, we're not keeping it safe and simple. Either one of these here is good. Of course, we do see that the other one is better percentage-wise, but I'm not just going for that. Let's just roll the die. It's a 1. We make a ditty about making coin and living a good life. Isn't that something to recite verses about? I finished my final verse, but the crowd haven't waited for the ending. Hasn't. My cheers drown out my words, flowers landing around me on the stage as I make my way off, okay? I am winning. Victory is so close. Yeah, okay. I guess we did win. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, we actually won. Hey! What else do we have here? A duel! I guess we go to the turning grounds again. Oh, and there we are. We have people wanting to give us their favor. It's it's a princess of Scotland. I mean, she's 50, but he's also 50. That's not an issue. And you don't do this because, you know, this is more of a, again, performative thing, I would say. But yeah, that's really that's an honor coming from a princess here, Princess of Scotland. So yeah, we accept. So we will fight in her honor. Oh, and now this happens. I guess, here again, he would feel flattered. Right? What is he actually doing? Before I have time to properly process this turn of events, Rhonda begins to sing. The princess sings? I quickly recognize the tune. It is a famous Danish love ballad. I've heard it performed countless times, but never with such skill and passion. The intense emotions of the song are mirrored in Rhonda's gaze, which is set on me. She does not look away for a single heartbeat. It's kind of cruel, right, knowing that his wife is in his entourage, so she would be there as well. And he's like, oh yeah, I like it. Thank you. Ah, well, I guess that's Ebba for you. What's up with our other knights? Oh yeah, they can join. Why do they not join? This is a duel. Come on, guys. All of you. Show them what real Skjalm knights can do. Yeah, what else do we do here? I guess maybe we go to the temple. Kind of, again, doing some performance stuff. Yeah, let's do this. And maybe we just pick that one, right? He will just go there, pray. Also, of course, wanting to be seen praying. But he will pray for his own salvation. That will be not like acted or anything. So again, some piety at least. Wanting to become beautiful again. Not being seen as a sinner. Look at this. Would you look at this? Now that our knights are in there too, it's flooded. Flooded with Skjalm knights. Oh yeah, totally forgot about this one. Yeah, we had 20 advantages and yeah, of course. I shall execute this immediately. There we go. King Thorfinn has something to hide, it would seem. Lucky for me, I don't have to be quite as creative with how I get him in my grip. You get a weak hook on King Thorfinn. Peter's going to on this, everything should know. Do we keep this as a secret, or do we directly go for the blackmail? I mean, I do want to use it, I think. Yeah. I guess. Look at him. Yeah, he's impatient, right? He's not someone to strategically keep these secrets. So, yeah, I guess we are using it. There we go. Oh, that's good stuff, because normally this can be costly here. What else is here? Oh yeah, maybe we do this before we just continue. There we go. So now we have done it. Oh, was about to... yeah, let's go to the tourney grounds one more. There we go. And I think we go to the saddles and draw our swords. There we go. Isn't that great? And it begins. What was here? Rune build. Of course, our own knight. Do we cheese it again? I guess we did it in the last quarterfinals. We were like, yeah, I guess we could just go to the next round here. I think it will be impossible to not fight any of our knights in here. There's only Great Jarl Selach, the Impaler of Mön. Yeah, okay, come. We fight. Come on. Nah, we don't sabotage our own people. What happens here? What? Before the duel contest has even begun, someone has been caught in the act of sabotage. Clemencia was tampering with Roland's armor. Guys. Shameless. She was actually winning this. Nah. Oh, death from above? My blade clashes with that of my opponent Runes. Sparks sent flying as the two weapons grate. We both step back, circling to our left. Rune swings at me, the sword's point thudding into the ground after passing my body. Quick as a viper, I step in and kick it as hard as possible. Ripped from his grasp, Rune's sword cartwheels off through the air, landing, to both of our horror, amongst the crowd. A shrill cry pierces the air, and we both hurry over to see... Yalith? On his knees. I thought that was a woman's name. The flying sword having impacted directly into his arm. Oh, it could have been worse. I guess. It's just his arm. Hey, you have another one. No time to lose. Yeah. I'll just roll for this. It's a 6. There's no time to lose here. Well, I don't quite get why he would lose opinion of us that way. Because he was looking after that guy and we were just like clobbering him in the back. I guess we must also remember our training. And that was not good. We did not remember our training. Oh no! Rune! Well, I guess we congratulate him. That was good of him. And now the Skjalm Knights will choose one of their own to win this. Odd and Hemminger has been decided. Oh, that was the Battle of the Acclaimed Knights. The Standhafte Skytte against the Röde Ritter. And the Standhafte Skytte won. Well fought. Well fought. And here we have Roland. Who fought Clemencia, though I thought she was out of the tournament. This can be buggy, I think. This is sometimes buggy. Because we also have Viggo in here. Yeah, Viggo, Rune, Roland, and Odd. Odd being the odd one out. Sorry. I guess Viggo would be likely to win this, right? Oh, his prowess has suffered. At one point, he had like 35 prowess. Like, without having personal items, so that was amazing. Odd knocked Rune out. And Viggo defeated Roland. So we have Viggo against Odd. Come on, guys. Show me what you're made of. Yeah. Viggo has won. Yes, of course. Closely fought. Oh, look at this. The whole experience made us well again. Yeah, I guess. Trumpet sounds, crowd clamors, and so on. I must put in more effort next time, I think to myself. Yeah, I guess with my knights around, he would feel kind of competitive. He was definitely glad that one of his knights won, but he also wants to be the first among his knights to a degree, right? Look at them. Vigo paying 90 to us and Ord paying 45 to us. So, yeah. Give me all your money. All your hearts and kisses too. No, that's not how it goes. Oh yeah, the melee. I hate this event. I guess all of you do too. I have won it once. In all of my thousands of hours that I've played CK3, I've won the melee once. So, yeah, I think it's rigged. Whatever you see in the percentage down there says nothing about what you're actually doing. When I won it, or the one time I was able to win it, I had over 60%. And I guess that is the threshold. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to do. I guess we go to the tourney grounds again. See that man here defeat that one wrestling. Oh, good for you, I guess. Look at how scrawny he is. He's like, no. I guess scrawniness can be a boon in wrestling, right? You can weasel yourself out of grips like a snake. Should I study their technique? Do I just find this exciting? Or do I give coin to the winner? 30 gold. Although I guess it could be something that he would do. He's not shy to, give coin to people. Let's roll for the die. It's a 4, so he studies their technique. Then the score increases moderately. That's always good. So again, I do not think that we have any chance of winning this. Would also be, like, first of all, in order to quote-unquote win this, we would have to be the leader in the melee for our side. Otherwise, we're just a participant. What else do we do? I guess we could go back to the temple. There we are. And this is interesting, because now we can look and see if there's one of our ancestors here. And I want to choose this option and see. Sadly no. But it could have been, right? Because this is Northern England. Well, I guess it's the wrong side for the Danes. They're more like in the northeast, not in the northwest. But might as well have been that they would have found a Hvide ancestor here. So one of the Danes that went to England. What else can we do? I guess going to the artisans' quarters is alright. Oh, the erroneous escutcheon. Yeah, I don't have any qualms with this family. But I want this with the Hvide crest. Yeah, definitely. Gives us a tiny bit more renown. What do we have here? Who would have thought that when Anneliese first began our relationship we would still be together so many years later? Not I. And it was I who made it clear that I didn't consider our affair to be a serious one. Yeah, that's that event again where we, get to choose. I want that. I'll put in the effort to make it happen. And found us to continue. Oh, I think she has lost a child. Right? She was with child again. So she must have lost it. I'll put in effort. Yeah, I guess at this point in time he would. At least he would be honorable to that degree, right? He does not wish either of his lovers suffer any more than they already do from this liaison. Oh, there we go. My team is sure to defeat Great Jarl Selach's band of braggarts, so we are the leader of our team. Clear divide has been drawn between the two teams, who stand across from each other. And our knights, Hemminger is on the other side. Why? Anyways, okay. Our dog Blackie. What happened to him? My friend Jarl Agner approaches me. Well, I guess he's not with us here, but back at home. The dog is here, he's at home. It's just a dog anyway. I don't compensate people for the dog doing things. What do we have here? Amidst the blood and thunder of the melee, it is almost impossible to keep your bearings. The massive competitors heave and sway, an uncontrollable pile of humanity. Woe betide anyone who should stand in its way. Of course, an unfortunate peasant need only move aside with haste to avoid the brawl. The issue is a little more pronounced, I consider, when the victim is a building. The melee has spilled over into Wigton proper, and even now I can see contestants from both sides ripping off pieces of building facade to use as rudimentary shields or even missiles. I fancy I can even hear the crackling of flames in the middle distance. We would call for a truce, or we would just leave. I'll roll the die. It's the one. We call for a truce. And the melee ceases for now. Okay. Good stuff. What else is new? The melee royals battering away at me. I am thrown this way and that, trying to give as good as I get. Swords rent armor, spears clink off the metal roundels of shields. One such weapon whips through my vision, aimed at my head. I barely manage to dodge, whirling my head Ningarin's bane around to deflect. A lucky escape. I turn to brandish the sword once more, only to find that it was knocked entirely from my grasp. It falls to the dusty ground, kicked hither and thither by the straining combatants. Yeah, I guess. My weapon? I kind of want my weapon back, and I successfully retrieve it. Would you look at that? Okay, what else is coming? The shadows loom long as the battle wears on, the fray shrinking as contestants limp away. Wheeling my horse, I think back to what has transpired so far, such as when the mayor of the local settlement was incensed after a brawl spilled over into the streets. Events are clearly coming to a head, as tired battle lines are drawn up once more. The opportunity to stamp my mark on this contest is now. Yeah, I guess we will win a soldier's victory. At least that's what I would be aiming for. And now, drum roll. The ploy was a stunning blow. The tide shifts in my team's favor. Multiple riders breaking free as we overwhelm their flank. Racing away towards the opposition's camp. We can only hope they reach it before the same happens to us. It is almost impossible to call which side is closest to prevailing. There is still all to play for. I can see the heralds begin to make their way onto the field to signal the conclusion of the event. The end draws near. So, one more push. Yeah. And like I said, we lost. Again, there's like everything here went to our advantage. We were first in that upper right corner there all the time. Doesn't matter, you always lose this event. Thank you, Paradox. Trumpet sound, the crowd clamors, competitors begin to assemble, the contest is over, and one team's moment in the sun is being readied. A herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we have our winners. Great Jarl Keller's team beat Great Jarl Ebbe's in the contest. I couldn't lead my team to victory this time. Yeah, it's didn't happen anyway. Oh, what do we have here? Clemencia paid 45 gold to us because she was in the winning team. Yeah, I guess we'll take it. And I guess before we go, we just quickly go to the Artisan's Corner again. What do we have here? An ornate ribbon. My We the Dynasty banner could use some decoration. Decorative ribbon. We the Dynasty. Yeah, I guess why not? That would kind of almost double the prestige gain from it. Okay, I'll take it. But I guess we won the recital event, right? So we are getting a nice prize. There we are. A prize brooch. Yay. Oh yeah, why is she looking like that? Ugh. She doesn't like it. Maybe she doesn't like us. Like, ugh, that Ebba guy. Like the sinner, an adulterer. Alright, there we go. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I won. Yeah, of course. You won the rigged event. Viggo won the duel. Very good. And Ebba, totally surprisingly, won a recital contest. So, good for him. What do we have here? Why? Major is always bad? I guess we control. What's this? Oh, we do have a new... Oh, this brooch is something I could actually... I guess. Okay. We have this prize goblet here. Prize brooch. I guess this one gives court grandeur bonus, and that's a bit better for me than just spouse opinion. So we leave it at that. Need to rename these things. I need to rename these things. Gotta keep that in my mind. So now before we go back, I guess we travel along with the Princess of Scotland. Oh, he so likes being flattered. Ever since Linlithgowshire, I've been treated much like an animal in a spectacular garden. The people stare in amazement at the mere way I speak and carry myself. I guess the Scots, they see someone who speaks a different language and they will be like, wow, a different person. As we make our way through, I'm suddenly approached by a peculiar, enthusiastic man who, unlike the rest of the crowd, seems to speak Norse. Well, would not be that uncommon at the time. My word, so it's true. A Danish great Jarl here of all places. I have long admired Danish customs, and I've even learned Norse in my own time. What an honor it is. Oh. Is that something he would do? Trying to learn a language? I guess that is something that the Princess of Scotland speaks. Kind of. Heck, why not? Why not? There we go. Oh, that's martial lifestyle. That's nice. And we gain intrigue perk. Okay. Oop, 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 oop. What do we want here? Oh yeah, that's murder. That's disrupt scheme effectiveness. Schemes using grace begin with an extra 4 months of it. That's very nice. Secret progress. No, I guess we take that one here. That's really good. Court of Shadows. And we go back. Speeding up. Lup-da-dup-da-dup. Yeah, okay. I guess it decreased again. Getting closer to those 600 gold. Do-do-dee-doo. And there we are. Up. Thank God we can go inside again. What's the thing doing? I guess it's staying up here. So... yeah, can we do anything else apart from no, just transfer claim? Then we won't. Nope. And there's a thing happening. Oh, an actual event. Ah, excellent veal cutlets. My favorite. Yeah, we all like those veal cutlets. Jutta bellows merrily, gorging herself as the servant desperately steadies the serving tray. Okay. That's somewhat cartoonish. My beloved candied figs, you are truly delectable, Roland says with a singing voice. Oh, look at them being so pleased. Now, this is what life is all about. Servants, more Retsina wines now, Viggo demands. It would appear that my courtiers are enjoying themselves. I guess that's alright. No. Yeah. I guess. I guess you all deserve the very best, especially like here Viggo, who's won that tournament. I think Roland came in like 2nd or 3rd. Our wife always should have a treat, so yeah. Oh, and Roland is our friend now. Yeah. Don't have that many friends, right? Agner of Finn, our wife, and now Roland. Oh, we have Thorolf here, who can... he is a bleeder who would like to receive a martial education. I'm not sure that's the best for you, boy, but I guess... I guess? Yeah. Could switch him to intrigue. It's not normally something I would do. But I guess in this case it would just make sense, right? Maybe he wants to prove himself and so on, but everyone's like, yeah, no. The child is likely to die if he like is just wounded in one of these practices, so maybe not. Maybe you just learn how to operate from the shadows. And who would be doing this? Yeah, maybe Jessica here. Gives her something to do at the court. 100 gold and we are there. And it's less than a year for us to achieve that. Given all the money that we have. Oh right, that one is still not even at 100%. Oh yeah, and Viggo was doing this, and this is always useless in that situation here. So yeah, go ahead and restore... Oh. Macbeth Johnston has died, okay. That's no... Alright, oh, we can still do it. We would just learn from somebody else. I guess. Captain Edmund. Marquess Morcar. There's a nice ring to it. Yeah, let's go for him. There we go. What are our sons doing? Here is Skjalm. I think he's developing very well. And here's Tokay. Reasonably well. Is pensive though. That's that's not something we would usually go for. If he was to go in the stewardship direction, then that's something we would condone. But I think so far he is more keen on his firstborn. Infantile fables. The wise wolf then said to the little boy, "Beware, for there's a..." Suddenly I'm interrupted. What? The great Jarl is reading children's fables? Have you no pride? Baron Kurt exclaims. This is unacceptable. If your foes find this out, they will think you're feeble-minded. Maybe my choice of English literature was a bit underwhelming in the eyes of the court. Oh no! Oh no! Like he's like reading the hungry little caterpillar here, sitting on a stone, being like, oh, look how hungry that caterpillar is. I guess we don't like insults. There we go. A duel not to the death. That is okay. But that is not something we would want one of our vassals to say to us. Yeah, we show him how we have the sword. We strike and parry and riposte. We stand still passable. Yeah, I guess. Fool, take this. Here you go. And we show him how we have the sword. And there he goes. See? That's just how you do this. And he's actually now an aspiring blade master in his old age. But he's not that old. No, I guess he's 54. That would be quite old. But he's still fine. Yeah. I healed. Please forgive me. You are not feeble-minded at all. Just spare me. I will teach him to insult me and the hungry caterpillar. Don't you insult the caterpillar. As the wife wolf once said, don't insult your batters. That will make him our rival, or he will rot in the dungeon. I guess, yeah. It's okay if he becomes our rival. He is our steward, though. He is also vengeful and paranoid. So, I will expect someone to launch some kind of murder scheme. Yeah. Matthias, go ahead and do your thing. Is it love? I can scarce remember what my life was like before Princess Rhonda declared her love for me. I guess she deserves a kiss for her devotion. That is the proper thing to do here. That's how to properly resolve this. There we go. One fateful evening, I wandered the expansive gardens at Skjalm. I don't know why she's here, but she's here apparently. My thoughts drifting to Rhonda as the blazing colors of dusk gave way to a starry sky. Who should then appear as if summoned but Rhonda herself? The woman approached me from the shadows as if from a dream, took my hands, and together we walked through the gardens and talked of many things. The stars, the flowers, our past and futures, I barely remember. I felt enraptured at the sound of his voice, and he... What? He, by my... swap genders now? Anyway, by the time we discovered the loveliest brook in a secluded grotto, the moon shining from high overhead, I think the matter was settled. We were in love. Yeah, okay. More in like chivalric love romance thing. Huh? The taverns of Jorlunde have seen an influx of glory-seeking warriors as of late. Among them, a group of old and battle-hardened veterans, huskarls looking for a new master. There's also a whole host of enthusiastic young men that talk non-stop about finding glory on foreign shores. Perhaps I should seek to employ some of them? Huskarls, 225 for 125 men. No. Young men, 250. No. I'll just get some coin. Time to double the price of ale. Yeah, he's a thrifty guy. We'll grant him that. Very thrifty. And that also means we can finally commission the legend artifact here. Let's do this. My court physician Dan greets me with a pleased smile. His reading lamp has almost run out of oil. My lord, he says, as he puts down a beautifully ornated book. We've made sure of keeping track of every little thing. Every deed, every battle, every adventure, and every romance. All of it, he continues, recorded for the ages. I guess that's delightful. And I guess we would be very keen about the pictures in the book. Yeah? And maybe searching for some caterpillars in there, but who knows. It will give us diplomacy +2, martial +2, and more renown. That is amazing, right? That's always... These artifacts are always worth going for. So we say, of course, that is a very delightful thing. And then we go to our court and display it. I guess here, not there, that would be in the corner. Here it's more like in the middle. Ah. Look how big it is, right? That's a proper... What's the biggest one? Is it a folio? Always not sure. There's different words. But I think folio is the biggest one. Yeah. Good stuff. There we are. Oh yeah, look at this. Wow, 20 diplomacy, 33 martial, 23 stewardship. Amazing. What do we have here? Goliath poetry. My bishop Toke requests that I silence a group of clerics who flaunt the lusty lifestyle of vagrants and offer satirical criticisms of society and the church. These Goliaths tend to be younger sons sent to be educated in monasteries or universities who feel no true calling to the religious life and who have not secured church offices. These shameful clerks drive around in shabby carriages and carts, fumes Toke. They rouse the laughter of their fellows and bystanders in infamous performances with indecent gestures and with scurrilous and unchaste words. Okay, I guess I want to hear him for myself first. Don't just blindly trust Toke. For reasons. There we go. Standing atop a tavern bench in the alley between a smithy and a well, a Goliath is entertaining the crowd with two acolytes encouraging listeners to donate coin or food. You may know of St. Mark, but listen well, good gents, to the new gospel of the Silver Mark. When the son of a man comes to the seat of our majesty, first say, 'Friend, why have you come?' But if he continues knocking without giving you anything, throw him out into the outer darkness." And it came to pass that a certain poor cleric came to the curia of the Lord Pope and cried out, saying, "Do you have mercy on me, you doorkeepers of the Pope, for the hand of poverty has touched me." But when they heard him, they were exceedingly angry, and they said, "Friend, you and your poverty can go to hell. Get thou behind me, Satan, because you do not smell of money." Okay. Okay. That's him here, right? He's not that learned, right? That's, what do we make of this? This is blasphemous? It's witty? Or I should invite them to perform? I mean, the whole subject here, they are saying that money is actually a good thing, right? Having money. Yeah. I guess at the time there was no proper church doctrine when it came to that, and you would have this thing where you just throw money at the church and they think that's great. The whole thing changes when Francis, right? Saint Francis starts doing his thing in Italy. I don't think that was at that time. I think that was 100 years later, but I might be mistaken. Anyways, okay, so do we say it's blasphemous? Do we invite them to perform? I'll just roll the die here. I guess we invite them to perform. Good stuff. They can... Yeah, there we go. At my invitation, the 3 Goliaths appear at court a few days later. Through the meal, they juggle to entertain the diners. Afterwards, once the bulk of the dishes is cleared, their apparent leader, a man by the name of Arnkill, jumps on a table, oh, careful, and asks the crowd if they have heard the true story of the wedding at Cana. You will recall that when Mother Mary told Jesus there was no more wine at the wedding, Jesus replied, "O woman, what has this to do with me? My hour has not yet come. I will now reveal the rarely told tale of how it was Dionysus, the ancient god of wine, that thus had to rescue the wedding celebration." Okay, now we're getting into territory that's... I don't know what to say about this anymore. Yeah. No. I think, yeah, this is going a bit far. Right? The whole thing where it was like, church is about money, that I think Ebbe was like, yep, I get this, I understand this. But the whole Dionysius being a part of the gospel, no, that's, I guess, take a bit of coin and go away. Well, at least people were entertained, it seems. So, what do we do now? We actually have our legend artifact. Guess we could still have more coin to invest in Noresund. There's Thorolf here. Yeah, we cared about him. And of course, we're now looking forward to see what Skjalm here will want to do. Oh, and she's pregnant again. I don't like the way the game handles, yeah, the whole bastardry thing. Because with them here, with Erica and Elizabeth here, it will be, I think, impossible to say that they are Ebbe's at this point. I could expose that secret, but I think in that case, it would just they would just gain this trait that says they have a disputed heritage. When I think Ebbe at some point would be willing to say that they are his daughters. So that might be the point in time where I will cheat. But I will look into this, because what I think what would happen in a medieval environment here, right, is that maybe upon his deathbed, he would say, hey, these girls, they are mine. I want them to be recognized, and so on. And then they would be, you know, instated and so on. But for that to happen, I would have to override their lowborn status here and bring them into House Hvide. As bastards, of course, but still part of that House Hvide. So maybe I will do that. I'll think about it. Did I just see something here? I think I saw something. I wanted to react to it, but I kept on saying stuff, and now I've forgotten about it. But I think it was important. Oh, yes. Yes. There we go. We need someone else to be a personal physician. Well, I guess that could be Elizabeth. Yeah. Going into advanced research. And now I guess we also lack an antiquarian. And here we have Harald. Why not? There you go. I actually don't know who he is. I think he's just appeared at our court out of the blue at some point. Harald. Antiquarian and knight. He is actually mastermind philosopher. And a monk? Yeah. What do I do with my money? I could, of course, go in this direction here. Make sure that we have larger and better armies. I'm always one of the, better quality rather than quantity. And I think in that case we are very good. Skjalm has shown curiosity of his ancestry and is growing to be more like a child of House Hvide. Isn't that what we just want? So he's, I don't know, inquired about Bully, who's apparently still around. He will outlive us all. And that will make him arbitrary. Okay. He is actually interested in stewardship. Oh, wow. Yeah. He does all the right things. He ticks off all of the right boxes. So, let's check. I always say I don't want to be the one to, raise my own children. I mean, yeah, that kind of would make sense. Speaking again of legitimacy, having our wife be the one to show him the ropes, but we know that she's craven. We really don't want her to pass that on to our son, whom we would like to be, our heir. Or what about Ingeborg? Yeah, she's possessed. That's not the best thing to have. Ludwig is somewhat decent, but he really is not the guy, I think, to show someone what stewardship is all about. And there we are. I don't think there's really someone matching here. Maybe Ubbe. Again, not the best when it comes to stewardship. But he's a proper Hvide. We know that. I mean, the one thing that we are barred from using this kind of thing is that there are certain events that can only happen when you as the player character raise your own child. And I think in this situation where Skjalm is still a bastard and he definitely wants to groom him, right, into being his successor. Yeah, okay guys, let's do it. Right? That seems right to me. I guess, of course, we can also influence him. Although, I guess, yeah, what is there to influence? He will grow into a good Hvide. We are very sure of this. Yep. Our Skjalm. I think the question is, at which point would we actually say that, yes, he is going to be the heir. I guess we could also look into marriages, and we do see that there is an option here. Like I said, either we would go for someone like Andrea here, who is an Estrid. That being said, yeah, again, they are first cousins. That's not something I want to do. Someone from our own family or someone from an outside dynasty that is very, very reputable and strong. And that, of course, would count for the kings of Sweden. So, here we have Svanhildur and her. I don't actually know what this little pig's tail is under the E. Happens also to be under an O sometimes. And I don't think it's an Ö because they have their own, you know, O with the slash. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we have a look into this and how they will turn out. I guess she would be interesting, given the fact, a little rowdy nature, going in the right direction here. Maybe her too, like she's going in the right direction too, being brave. Not so much pensive, but that's alright. If she has better traits, otherwise. So, yeah, Skjalm's first teething. Okay. I guess, right? He had this event too as a child. And I think he remembered that his father actually gave him his tooth as a good charm. So I think that's something he wants to pass on to his son. See? Legitimacy. Yeah, I think it's either of them that we would go for at this point. And he would be willing. Bengir. Oh yes, look at them. They're always very strong, are they? The Swedish kings. Another legend. We always do. Oh, I did not have a look at this for a while now, but we have these kind of legends here. I guess. Excellent work. He's doing this all the time. Maybe he shouldn't do it anymore. We could actually go for another legend. Blessed by the angels. Oh, God. Not that again. I really need to do something here, right? I need to... Is that a game rule? Maybe that's a game rule I've tipped off somewhere because I don't like it if people run around in their pajamas all the time. I could tell that something was in Annaliese's mind, and sure enough, just as we were undressing in my bedchambers, or in his bedchambers, I guess that's not something that he would do. No. No, he definitely would not have one of his lovers in his bedchambers. First of all, because he doesn't have private bedchambers. We are not like the kings and queens and so on of the Baroque era or whatever. He would have a marital bedchamber. And that's for him and his wife. And he would not disgrace this. He would not be so bold. He would... or what's most likely is that he would have given her some kind of estate. That she's not always present at court as well and so on. But she's just living nearby. Like in a manor that she maybe runs herself. And then he would visit her from time to time. Right? That's how you would do it. I want to be useful, she said. Could this not wait? I joked, even though I already knew the answer. I exist in your court. I just said that you don't, but okay, we'll run with it. Annalise said pointedly, but I have nothing to do, no purpose other than to serve you. She took a deep breath. I want to be your conscience. Okay, well, I guess at least that would mean that you wear something. Very well. Agrees to abiding love. Oh, she so wants to. I could sell you could be my seneschal. This wouldn't be a problem. I guess it is not appropriate, but she wants it. I mean, yeah, she is his lover. He's like, you're a very, very weird woman. But okay, if you want this, if you think that running around in this dress is going to lift you up somehow, then oh dear, oh my god. Yes, okay. Whether at morning meal or an informal function, I often lean over to my confidant, Jutta, and share my perspective on matters. How good it is to hear my thoughts in my own words, to trust in a friend's opinions. With Jutta's advice on a petty matter attained, I look out, that sounds Canadian. I look out over the busy table. Then I notice my son Skjalm looking upon me, intrigued. Aha, your display may have a lasting impact. On what display? How nice to hear my thoughts and my words, to trust in my friend's opinion. Maybe that means that he is learning that having friends is a good thing? I guess. Well, that's not a bad thing to take away, I guess. And she has another daughter. Who, of course, is our daughter, most likely. I have noticed a subtle change in my son Skjalm recently. He's spending more time with his close friends. Oh, there we go, whispering and laughing. I swear, those boys know more about him than I do, and their bond seems strong. Friends like these, trusted friends, can be spoken with plainly, are truly a gift. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Ah, he gained the Confida trait. Oh, that's not too bad. That's actually, I think, something good. We have passed it to our mark, actually, right? So, yeah, I guess that's where we can leave for now. Ebbe is now 54, still in good health, or fine health, not good, that is a special meaning. Oh yeah, Toke is visiting his wife again. Every now and then he's like, yeah, I know, I'm the bishop, but I also have a wife. I had a wife before I was bishop, so that's okay. And now he's going back to his wife for a bit. He's not bringing her to court, at least, right? So he does not want to be seen in his position openly with his wife. But that's okay, I guess. Yeah, so Ebbe is here. Ebbe is still in fine health. Ebbe notices that his firstborn son, Skjalm, is, presenting all the right traits that he would want to see in a Hvide and in his successor. So let's have a look how this will go. How the second-born, Toke, will fare in this dynamic. Yeah. And then at some point he will have to decide how he will, or what he will do about his daughters. That are clearly his daughters. I think there's no doubt about this. Alright, guys. Okay. So, yeah, I guess we'll see in the next episode. So, cheers. Bye-bye.